So, welcome everyone to our live episode. We just wanted to get on real quick to discuss Ti and Tiny's situation or situationship. um, so, so they have this old friend named Sabrina Peterson, and she got on a day or so ago, and posted screenshots to her Instagram story, with allegations of from over 2 dozen alleged victims. So the accusers claim that Ti, born Clifford Harris, and Tiny pressured them to take drugs, to take off their clothes, and to have sex with them or others present. So some said they lost consciousness while with Ti and Tiny, or woke up remembering the previous night. So Peterson began posting the allegations to her Instagram story on January 28th. So yeah, after she had previously alleged that Ti had held her at gunpoint. So the Harrises issued a statement denying the allegations, and they wanted to be on record. More importantly, and want the public to know that they empathetically deny the strongest way possible the appalling allegations being made against them by Sabrina Peterson. So the Harrises have had a difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. And they are taking this matter very seriously. And if the allegations don't end, they will take appropriate legal actions. Um, so Tiny previously defended her husband on Instagram, posting a photo of him while with the children, pretty much saying that he was just your uncle over 2 years ago. Was it with her children or his children? With two children,
I think
so
her
maybe it
children.
must be her children. Yeah, saying he was just uncle two
So I
years
think
ago, and now when did you say my husband assaulted you? So on and so forth. So it's kind of just back and forth between the two. One of the stories I read said that this started because of whatever politician she support, he doesn't support or whatnot. So it was some back and forth on whether maybe that's why she's trying to put them down because he's supporting the other politician and so on and so forth. But Chastity, tell them what you think about it first. You start off.
um I'm kind of 50-50. I don't believe her. Um because of her track record from the past, and the stuff that she's already had against her. She's already had a past situation where she lied and said that somebody gave her HIV,
Mm-hmm.
and come to find out that wasn't true, and people was like harassing that person. She's also had beef with other people like K Michelle. It's just been a whole lot. I think she stabbed somebody, or sliced her babysitter, her kid's babysitter. So
Mm-hmm.
she's done a lot, and I feel like she's like, I don't know her. I've never really heard of her until now. Um, but it seems like whenever she gets mad, she lashes out
Right.
and makes loud.
Right.
So um, I'm 50-50 because I don't know if it's true.
Right.
I don't want to believe that it's true. But if it is, I feel like that they should be held accountable for their actions and should be charged. But then you kind of have to wonder, like, is anything true? Because she had posted somebody's thing, and then they came back and said that they lied. They made it up just
Right.
to see if she would post it.
Right.
And to me, I feel like you shouldn't even have done that. The person that made the not the fake one shouldn't even have done that, because
Right.
that right there, and some people will take that and run with it and believe it and all that kind of stuff. It's too much of it's too big of an allegation for people to try to have clout and try to
Right.
be famous for their 15 minutes and all that kind of stuff. There's women out here that actually got raped. I'm not saying by them, just in general, that can't even
Mm-hmm.
speak their truth. And then if they do speak their truth, people don't believe them because people want to have their 15 minutes of fame for some bullshit.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of half and half on it. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and say that they didn't do some of the things that's being alleged because number one, I wasn't there, and number two, we kind of know throughout the years that they some freaks. Let's just put it that way. Like we know that they like to have threesomes. We know that they like their drugs, so on and so forth. That one of the issues I have with it is that number one, they went there willingly. They went there knowing that they were going to have sex. Now I don't know if all of them, so don't come for me, but a lot of them said they know they was going there to have sex. They know they was going there to party with them and so on and so forth. And then one of the ladies that I had read her story had said, I knew I was going there to what I was going there to do. But then when I got there, I got uncomfortable. They took my keys. Then they tried to push drugs on me. And then Tiny kind of came at me because I wouldn't do the drugs and so on and so forth. And the next thing I woke up and I was in the bathroom and I was hurting in my private areas or whatnot. And I couldn't remember anything. But then to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure she got paid. So it's just weird. Like when is there a law saying that if I went there willingly, and I knew I was getting paid for a sexual act, does that still being covered as rape because she don't remember it?
Well, I think that we also have to think about, there's a point where you can have consensual sex or whatever. Drunk, high, if you do drugs, you drink, and you're still in your, I guess, somewhat right frame of mind, and you're
Mm-hmm.
still consenting to sex, then that's okay. But there's also a thin line where people can kind of black out and kind of forget where they at, and it's
Right.
kind of hard. It's real blurry, and it's easy to go from one end to the other end.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's kind of hard to say, yeah, you went there and you was gonna do it, but then you changed your mind. But you went there and you was drinking and you took all these drugs and blah blah blah.
Right.
It's a real, it's a thin
Thin
line,
line.
and
Right.
it's
It's a
really
thin
hard.
line. Yeah. And then on top of that, they after it happened, then you still got your money and left, and then you didn't talk about it. So I'm not down in the fact that they may have been sexually assaulted, but when you don't report it that day, next week, next month, next year, it's like it kind of loses its credibility. Just I don't even like the word to use credibility because I'm not trying to take away from somebody being assaulted, but how can you prove it? Usually when you prove rape, you go to the hospital, you get swabbed, you get the kit, you get examined, they prove that you've been, it was rough, they tore your parts, all that. So usually you got DNA, you got semen, you got abuses, marks, so on and so forth. So usually when you rape and you report it, you have all these things in place. So here we are, that happened 2016. This is 5 years later. Now it's just your words against theirs. So it's like,
Yeah, and then I was thinking that too, but then I also think sometimes somebody might say something that triggers something and make you be like, you know what, maybe that wasn't right, maybe it was rape.
that's true. Uh-oh.
Like at one point in
Oh,
time.
you froze. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay,
No, you fine.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. It could have been at one point in time she didn't think that it was rape, but then after somebody said something and she went back and was thinking, then she was like, maybe what happened to me wasn't right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But then here we go again with a situation where one person is stating this, and now all of a sudden 20 people is stating it. So now it's like,
Hmm.
so a lot of people are going to assume that it's just another situation where either people are lying or they trying to take what they call the black man down because it's you can't do it like this. Like it's got to be a better way to do it. um,
Right. And
and
I think like T.I. was in the middle of doing something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was trying to look it up and I couldn't find it. But he's like in the middle of doing something for the black communities. There's something that's like supposed to be like really big that he's trying to get done.
right,
So you kind of wonder like, is this a conspiracy? Kind of like the same way they did Bill Cosby, but I think that Bill Cosby was guilty. But at the time, whenever everything came out against Bill Cosby, it was right whenever he was trying to do all this stuff.
right, right.
So I mean, I don't want to believe in conspiracies, but then I believe in conspiracies in some of them.
Right. And then the person who's in the forefront giving out this information or leading this scandal is not credible. So y'all couldn't have picked a better avenue. Like, I don't know. Like, she's not credible. She's known for lying. She's known for being a part of mess, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's tricky. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think nothing is going to happen because, like I said, this is years down the road, and T.I. and Tiny is not denying that they pay for sex. They're not denying that they get women and give them money. They're not denying that they have drugs that's in the situation. So if they were, I ain't saying they're not, but if they were, you would think they would be trying to deny the whole situation. No, they're like, yeah, I ain't saying, they're not saying it like this. This is how I'm taking it. I'm not saying it might have not happened as far as them coming over the drugs and sex, but it was consensual.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, y'all that are watching, tell us what y'all think. Tell us how y'all feel about the situation. I think this is your daddy said, sound like just another entanglement to me.
What was I? I think that there should be some type of penalty towards women that make up false allegations, especially whenever it comes to sexual assault. There's many men that lose their life because of women saying that they got raped and all that kind of stuff. And you come years later, you find out that it's false. And I feel like that something needs to happen. That's a big allegation, and you take away these people's life, and it's not fair. Because
I think they
15 minutes of fame.
Right. Yeah, I think they can take them to court and sue them for defamation of character, but a lot of people just don't do that. But T.I. and Tiny made it very clear that if they don't stop, that they are going to take legal action, and I believe them. So if you putting it out there, make sure y'all telling the truth, because just don't think just because they got money they ain't gonna sue y'all. Like,
right. And by all means, if you really truly got like raped by them or felt like you got raped by them, then come out, tell your story. But please don't make up stuff. If it didn't happen, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a block biscuit because he keep calling me.
But yeah, I agree. I agree. If it happened, then tell it. But let's not use Miss Peterson. Let's go tell it the right way.
Right.
But a lot of the people that supposedly are messaging her and giving her these messages want to be anonymous, and they don't want to be out in the public and so on and so forth. So if you're not ready to tell it your way, then why tell it at all?
Right. Well, why tell it to her? Get a lawyer. I'm pretty sure there are lawyers out here that will probably take your case on for free. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm assuming if you're going against, if these allegations came out, and I'm pretty sure that a lawyer would love to take that case. And if it really happened to you, reach out to a lawyer that specializes in these types of things instead of reaching out to her. She's not credible. I feel like whenever when things doesn't go her way, she makes up lies or she tells half truths, because apparently she was part of the situation too. Like you was doing the 3 ways and the 4 ways and stuff with them. So what was your part in these situations?
Right.
Every time that it happened, whenever you were there, these people wasn't right. Is that what you're trying to say?
Right. Right. And some people are saying that the friends that are close to them were helping them find the women to do these things. So I'm pretty sure if you was their friend, as close as you say they are, you probably was one of them. Like, so why is it a problem now? Yeah,
Right.
Chris, he commented, "Don't wait till you done spend all the money to want to tell your story," which is true. Seems like this what happened a lot. I mean, even with the R. Kelly situation, a lot of those parents and stuff, just to be real, got paid off, and that's why they never reported it or went through the whole legal process to get him in trouble. But then, as soon as he go broke, all of a sudden, y'all want to bring it back up.
Right.
Like, come on,
Right.
y'all, get it
The
together.
well done ran dry.
Right.
That's just like with Bill Cosby. He paid off a lot of people for them to be quiet, and then it comes out years later. But I wish that people would stop thinking that money signifies who they are.
Right.
Like if you were raped, if you were hurt, there's no amount of money that should make you be like, okay, I'm just gonna sweep this under the rug.
Right.
Know your
Facts.
value, know your worth.
Facts. That's what I said. I hate this, commenting on what I would do because I ain't been in that situation. But I feel like what I would do even if we had an agreement that I was gonna go there and we was gonna do our thing and I was gonna get paid off. If it happened a way that I feel like was sexual assault or rape, I'm gonna tell them to F their money and I'm gonna leave it right there and I'm going straight to the cops. Like, like I just don't understand. I just wish people had a little knew their worth more. I
Mhm.
guess just know your worth. Come on now. Um, yeah, it just irritate me, and now, like I said, it's not gonna be credible. It's gonna be half and half. Some people gonna believe it, some people not. And T.I. and Tiny probably gonna still go about their way and still do their businesses and still do whatever they do in their life, because it's not enough information or enough proof. I ain't gonna say information. It's not enough proof that this is real, so they're gonna treat them the same. So you speaking out changes nothing.
Well, I mean, if they did it, it does change something.
Would it change?
If
I
they
bet.
did, they need to be held accountable. I mean, I don't know because from some of the stuff that I read, like people had to like give up their phones as soon as they came in. Like you couldn't have your phones and stuff. So if what I was reading was true, it would be really hard to prove
Right.
if
That's the point
something
I'm making.
happened.
Right.
But I feel like if it did happen, it's good that people are speaking out and something does need to change or happen. They need to be held accountable. I just don't want it to be false stuff.
Yeah. The only reason why I said that because everybody in the world knew R. Kelly was guilty. But just because he was never charged, he still went about his life and did did his business. That's what I mean by that. Like, I ain't saying that it
Oh
ain't
yeah,
happen. I'm just saying that the way that it's going, ain't nothing gonna change. That's what I mean. Like, everybody knew R. Kelly was messing with them little girls. But guess what? He kept making his
yeah,
little music and we kept bopping to it because it never got to court and actually went anywhere because people were taking money and being paid off and so on and so forth. So that's what I mean by we knew he did it, but he still made his money.
right. And it's really not fair if you, as the consumers of people's music and movies and all that kind of stuff, we need to start holding people accountable. Like
Right.
just because somebody makes good music, they shouldn't be able to be free and like to hurt people. It's not fair, and I think
It
we
ain't.
got to figure out something to stop it from happening. We got to stop supporting the people whenever they are harming people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I stopped listening to R. Kelly, and I love R. Kelly's music, but I cannot support that at all
Right.
whatsoever. I don't. Anybody else that's listened to it, that's fine. That's on you. You can go ahead and do it. But I can't do it because I
Right.
know that he was wrong,
Right.
and it just fit right in my spirit. Even if I try to separate the two, it just is creepy to me, and
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like a lot of folks are saying I'm not like we were just talking about this on Clubhouse yesterday, but they saying I'm not mad at him. It's the parents' fault, so on and so forth. I'm gonna still keep listening to his music because he's still a genius. They just trying to take the black man down, etc., etc. Which some of that to a degree is true, but it's both of their faults. Like it might be the parents. It is. I ain't taking away that the parents should have did better, but But to me, it just feels different now. Now that I know that when he was making them songs in that studio, he had little girls spread out around there. And when he was saying, "See temperature rising, your body yearning," he was talking about a 12-year-old. It just don't feel the same to me. Like, I just can't do it. Like, it ain't even that I'm sitting here saying that he ain't a genius, that his songs is good, but I can't be romantic when I knew he made that song looking at a little 12-year-old.
Right. And then for people to say that it's the parents' fault, I agree. It is the parents' fault. The parents should be held just as much accountable as he is. But to say that you're not gonna not support him because of that doesn't make, because the parents put them in that situation, isn't fair. That's just like saying if somebody that was addicted to crack or cocaine sold their child to a drug dealer, and the drug dealer molested that child. So you're gonna be like, okay, well, he putting out good crack, so I'm gonna still support him.
Right. Exactly. And Chris said it's all the adults who was involved fault, which is true. It's the parents' fault. It's R. Kelly fault. It's his manager's fault. His security fault. His wait staff. Everybody who was around and see what he was doing with these kids. It's all their fault. So I think all of them need to be in trouble. If they lock up R. Kelly, it got to be a charge to protect the kids and do something with these parents too. Like, they knew. If they took money, they knew. Don't sit here and say I didn't know. If you took money from them, you do. Like, you can't work your way around it.
Pretty sure. I'm 95% positive, you know.
But I kind of blame the government for that too, in the legal system, because on that one of them little girls early on, like way back in the day where this happened to, there was an adult who was a witness who was going to testify or either testified that this happened, and they threw out her testimony like it didn't happen. So please tell me how.
Girl, I ain't surprised.
Because they threw it out because R. Kelly paid off mama and daddy. R. Kelly paid off mama and daddy, and they said he didn't do it. But there was someone who was there who said it happened, and you can't take the word of the minor who said it didn't. So, but he just went on about his business and started stepping in the name of love. We was out there dancing to it. Like, made me
creepy.
But yes. I'm just over it.
I can't see the comments because I'm on my phone.
Oh, the last one, they said he had to have help to get away with it for as long as he did, which is true.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I also feel like a lot of the laws that has to deal with like pedophilia and stuff like that is catered to white people getting away with it, white rich men getting away with it. And that's why it's so hard to change the laws and for things to actually happen, because they're trying to keep those people safe.
Yeah, one thing that someone said on Clubhouse, which is I half and half agree with it, but they was like they're trying to let people get away with doing these things by calling someone and giving them a diagnosis of a disease when they're molesting or sexually assaulting kids. So now that we're saying that they're sick, they don't get in trouble. They're just treated. And to an extent, no matter what it is, right? To an extent, no matter what it is, they got to get in trouble. Like, come on.
Right. That's just like Carl Wheeler. Girl, we talked all day. So Carl Wheeler, I don't know if you're familiar with him. Seahawks football player. White guy beat up his black girlfriend. I don't know when it happened, but it's recent. And thought that he killed her, and sat down beside her, finished eating his food. She came back conscious, and he was like, "Oh, you didn't die? Or oh, you still alive?" or something like that. And she got up, ran in the bathroom, called 911. They came and got her. He got arrested. He is out on bond, and they said that the reason why it happened was because he was bipolar and was off his medicine. Some white people shit. I'm sick and tired of people trying to give white people mental diagnoses to say that it was okay this is why they did what they did, because they're sick in the head. There's a lot of Black people that have these same diagnoses, and whenever they do stuff like that, you ain't gonna hear nothing about anxiety, depression, bipolar, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. They get locked up fast.
Mm-hmm.
And
And then we're
also
gonna
on
talk
the
about how they was on drugs.
right. And also on the flip side of that, for the Black community, like a lot of times when it's happening in households when it's your uncle, cousin, grandpa, whoever the case may be, we act like we don't see it. I ain't saying we as in me, but a lot of family members put their blinders on.
Right.
Like they don't see what's going on. Or and then if they do know, I know, right? And even if they do know, or if they're told about it, they don't want to look bad, or they don't want to make the family look bad, or whatever the case may be. So they just say they tell the person don't do it no more, then they sweep it under the rug. Then they wonder why it keep happening generation after generation after generation. Like, let's stop.
What is that called? Stockholm syndrome? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Where you just immune to the stuff? You know, ghetto.
I was trying to understand this comment. Chris said when she ran to the bathroom while he was still eating.
Yeah.
I'm
so
lost.
yeah. So she was unconscious. He thought that she was dead, and he was over there eating his food or whatever. And then she came back. She came back conscious and ran to the bathroom and locked the door and called 911.
Got you. Yeah. That's crazy.
And he's already out.
That's another thing I don't understand about the system. Like people, like I ain't knocking. I don't think people should sell drugs either. Now, don't say I'm saying this because I think they should, but it doesn't make sense to me that somebody who sell drugs, get 10, 15, 20 years, but somebody who raped somebody get 4, 5, 6, 7. Please make that make sense to me, please. Like. And then most of the time on the 4, 5, 6, 7, they get out on parole 2, 3 years out.
Right, because drug charges are catered to Black people, and rape charges are catered to white people. That is why.
If that's accurate, which you probably right, that's real sad. Like super sad.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, a lot when I've been on Clubhouse has came up about I was about to say Bill Cosby, about Bill Clinton and the 3 strikes law, and that it's against Black folks, and that's why they made the law, and that's why people are in life, without parole. And I don't know how I feel about it. I really respected Bill Clinton until about 3 months ago when I keep hearing this over and over and over and over and over. On one side of me is like, I don't see the problem. Like, just stop selling drugs. You won't get the 3rd strike. That's one side of me because I don't feel like this is the answer. But then the other side of me is like, it doesn't feel right for you to go to prison forever for drugs.
Right.
So how you feel about it?
I agree. I feel like I understood where it was coming from, because at that point in time, if I'm thinking correctly, it was a huge drug issue in the communities and everything. Right. So I kind of understand where it's coming from. But I also think that they need to go back and relook at some laws and change them. Yeah. One of the things that I feel about marijuana being legalized is, deep down in my heart, I ain't done no research or anything, but this is what I feel. I feel like too many Caucasians was getting locked up, or people was finding out that they was using marijuana and all that kind of stuff. So to make it easier for them and not have to punish these people, that's why marijuana is currently legal in most states. Yeah. Also, like the Narcan drug, where if somebody overdoses, they bring them back. That was because too many white lives was being lost behind drug use. All these years, you had Black people dying of crack overdoses and everything, and nobody ever thought of making something to bring these people back from their overdoses. Right. But because you're losing too many Caucasian kids, too many high-profile Caucasian kids, or kids that got money, pretty well off, Then
Right.
y'all will come up with a drug that's able to bring these people back.
Yeah. And one of the documentaries that me and Chris had watched had said the government was the reason why the drugs was here in the first place. Like
Yeah, we know that.
they was responsible for getting it over here from Mexico, wherever it came from. They the one put it in the community, but then turn around and made it a black problem. and and now drugs is automatically related to black people and black crime and black communities. So it's like you made the
Right.
problem, but then you tried to fix the problem that you made. Like, I don't understand. Which I mean, but
And then
sometimes
you're
we
not
got to
going
take
about it the right way.
right, but sometimes we have to take responsibility for what we do as well. Just because they brought it over here, that don't mean that we thought that was the way to go. Like, and the reason why a lot of people sell drugs, and I ain't saying all because I don't know your situation, but a lot of people sell drugs because that's the easy way to make money. You don't want to go to McDonald's, make minimum wage and work 8 hours a day and bring no money home and work your way up. You want money right now. You want the microwave life. You looking at me like I don't know about that.
Oh, you froze up. I couldn't hear you. I didn't hear the last part. You froze up.
Oh. I was just saying so many people are just wanting to live a life where they get money and they get things fast. And that's why this drug issue keeps happening because I mean now after you get a record, I agree that it's hard to get jobs and it's hard to live in certain places. I agree with all of that. But you don't have to sell drugs. Like that's
I
not an
mean,
only option. Quit treating it like it's the
it's
only
not.
option.
It's not an only option, but I think that we have to realize that like some people, that's all that they know. That's all that they seen. They schools, they ain't really teaching them anything outside of what's in that community, and they really ain't seen anything bigger, better. They just know what Uncle Robert did, Uncle Tommy did, so I'm gonna do it too. You know. Lord. Y'all, I'm sorry.
We done lost all together. I don't know what happened. But yeah, y'all, while we wait on her to come back, y'all comment below. Hey, what you know really? What you know about Robert and Tommy? Really? um, but back to the T.I. and Tiny situation. Y'all feel like that they're gonna get in trouble? Do you feel like that anything's gonna come from the situation? Um, do you what do you feel like the right way to handle it would be? So on and so forth. Comment below. Tell me what you think. Let me see where she at while y'all commenting. She coming back.
Sorry.
Made it back.
Child.
I told in the comment below. So Shalonda said,
Okay.
I think
I
they
forgot
are
what I was
just
saying.
accusations. While you was gone, I was telling them, while we waiting on you to get back, to tell me what they thought about it, if they think that T.I. and Tiny would get in trouble, if they think anything will come from it, if they think it's true, so on and so forth. And Shalonda comment, I think they are just accusations. Nothing will come from it. I don't think nothing will come from it either. Honestly.
I think so. I pose a question. If we find out that it is true, are y'all still going to support them?
I probably would. I probably would. But that's just
I
me
know I would.
personally. That's me
But
personally.
it'll be so hard because I love me some Tia.
I know, right? Chris said, I think it's gossip, and if there ain't no more money to be made off it, it would go away. Which I agree.
We shall see.
We shall. Yeah. But do y'all think that anything will come around these people continue to be anonymous?
If it happened to them and they're anonymous, I hope that something comes from it. Because I feel like people do have the right to, be safe in the community. Yeah. Right. Because T.I. does have a lot of pull, especially in the South.
Right.
So if it happened to me, I probably would be a little nervous to say my name.
Right.
Not gonna lie.
Right. I mean, and they still can go to court and they can ask for a closed session. So people can't be in there. They can ask for their privacy to be held. So there's still ways around it.
Yeah.
You need to do it the right way.
Stop reaching out to Sabrina.
Right. Shalana said, I will still support T.I. as in listening to his music. Chris said he gonna keep dropping them hits and movies and we gonna keep listening and watching. He probably right for most of us.
if it comes out that they are guilty and they really did do this stuff, I'm not. I refuse.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't really know. Now, if it came on the radio and I'm in the car, I ain't gonna sound like, no. But because I don't do that with R. Kelly now. I don't go on my phone and play him throughout the house. No. But I ain't gonna be like one of those to be like, well, they actually got R. Kelly off a lot of stuff. He ain't streaming.
Yeah, I ain't really.
I don't think I heard him play on the radio, and I couldn't tell you how long.
Right. Which is fine with me.
Yeah, they keep me away from playing it. If they don't play it.
You might hear a song, you be like, ooh, now I want to hear such and such. And then
right.
Went down a whole rabbit hole.
Right, exactly. Chris said you gonna put him in the chocolate factory with all. I can't. Mm-hmm. Well, anyways, that's all we had to say about it. We just want to come on and give our 2 cents and give y'all opportunity to give y'all point of view. So even if you're not watching this live, please continue to comment below. Please, please, please. Thank you for always supporting us. Please go back and watch last week's episode. It was pretty great. Next week, we have somebody even more interesting that's going to be on. So please be on the lookout. Please.
It's going to be fire.
We always post our new content on Thursdays. And we heard folks say that we need to start going live again, which we said we was going to do once a month, but somewhere we fell off. So we'll start going back live more. If you have any topics that you want us to cover, please let us know. You can always inbox us on Facebook, Instagram, or you can email us at occasionallyposh.com. If you want to be a guest on our show, I know of good guests that would be good on our show, or if it's just a topic you want to hear about and you want us to find a guest, we can do that as well. So thank you again. Please, please, please go to our YouTube page and subscribe. We need more subscribers. And thanks for tuning in. You got anything, Jess?
That's it.
All right. Bye.